Julie, you got an interesting background as well, because you've been kind of here for quite a while now.
I mean, it's all relative. It is all
I think that
relative.
is true too, right? There was
No,
an old
it really
Nashville,
is.
there's a current Nashville, there's there, and you've been a part of.
There have been multiple waves, you know? I mean, the notion of newness didn't just begin. Then the cycles of gentrification and conversations about, you know, trying to sell the city and brand the city,
Right.
sell it to the outside world just peeking in for a moment or considering moving here or visiting here. You know, I mean, that's not a new thing. We've watched so many waves of that. You know, I can think back to what that looked like and felt like when the TV show Nashville was big. You know,
right.
like that was a moment when
Thank God that's gone.
there were a lot of pieces written about and reported on the it city, you know, idea of Nashville. You only have to go back to the 60s or the 70s in Nashville to look at how the city was thinking of itself as the Athens of the South at the time. And the discourse around Music City then was a very, like, a differently class-based discourse. It certainly still is a class-based discourse. But at the time, you know, I mean, there were people in Nashville that wanted the city to have more of a highbrow reputation, you know, and so they didn't want those white hillbillies coming in and doing things like that. That was one, you know, conversation that was happening. So there had to be kind of the building up of respectability around the narrative of the, you know, the country music notion of Music City, which happened through things like the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum being founded, because that put a formal narrative and scholarship around it, the opening of the Hall of Fame. And I think that's, you know, when that happened, that helped make it respectable and desirable. And that's also one reason why that's the history that, you know, I mean, to your point, that's a history that had scaffolding built around it and was celebrated, and that's one reason why so many other aspects of even Nashville's music history, you know, have languished and been overlooked and whitewashed.
There's so much more to explore, and we want you to join us on The Good Road.
For more in-depth content, meet us on the internet at thegoodroad.tv.
Hear more great stories, connect to organizations, and make sure you download our podcast, Philanthropology.